So then, so these are the three things. One is a partner visual. So partner visual is required, and another one is Apex service class, and you need credentials. Then we are done with the source organization. So this part is completed. The left side part is completed. So let's talk about the target. So what are the things we have to do in the target organization? So let's go to the screen again. So in source organization, what we did is I have generated a partner visual and I have written a web service visual and I know the credentials. So these are the steps you should write in the source organization for any integration process. So I considered this as a I considered this organization as a source organization. That's why I wrote my Apex services. So this is the first step involved. So this is the source organization. The first step is what are the service you have and what are the web service you generate, what are the web service you wrote. So you have to generate the visuals for it. So I have already a visual for partner visual. I have already a partner visual and I just wrote the web service, and you need to, so once you write the web service, the purpose of writing this web service is visual. So you cannot directly use the visual. You cannot directly use the visual. The visual should be in I mean the web service should be in the visual format. So the service cannot be used directly. So we have to convert that service to the visual. So generate a visual file. So go to your service class. So I wrote a service class in my organization. Go to that. So here is my account service. So for this service, for the service only, you can see the button. If it is a normal class, if it is a non-web service class, you cannot find this button. So only for web services, this button will be enabled. This button will be enabled based on your key, web service key. And this button is for generating the visual files. I'm going to generate a visual now. Click on it. So again, it is an XML visual. So again, it is a web service visual. Right click on the screen and save as. So I would like to save this file in my local machine with the .sdl extension. So my service name is account service dot visual. .sdl is an extension for any visual file. So make sure your visual is with the .sdl. Then save it. So generally we generate the visuals in the Internet Explorer so that we don't get any parsing issues. But anyway, even you can use the Chrome browser so to generate the same, no issues. So this is the customizable visual. This is the custom visual file. So if you open the custom visual file, so this is an account service I just created. If you open this, you see the class name. So class name is account service and it includes an endpoint URL as well. So just scroll down. So here is an endpoint URL. So we have to use this endpoint URL as a connection parameter also. I will show you how to use that. And it has your method name. So your operation is the create customer, and it has the two parameter and I'm passing three parameters. So this is a method name. You can see three parameters here: name, phone, and city. And here is a method name. My method name is create customer, and and your service is account service. So you have the complete information, but the information is in XML visual format, so which is in XML format. So these are the three things. So let's go to the target. So what are the things we have to perform in the target? So my target is in this browser. So moving to another browser. So this is actually a new developer edition. So this is another one. So which is not the Nara 25, which it is a Nara 100. So what are the things we have to perform in the target? So what are the steps? So one is consume both partner visual and web service visual. So consumption is nothing but you have to generate the classes. So if you wanted to consume any visual, you have to generate the classes. Can you please mute your line?
Venkat,
Yes, Susha.
యాక్చువల్గా ఇక్కడ సోర్స్ లో స్టెప్స్ జనరేట్ ది పార్ట్నర్ విజువల్ అన్నారు కదా, అది టార్గెట్ నుంచి సోర్స్ కా, సోర్స్ నుంచి టార్గెట్ కా? టార్గెట్ నుంచి సోర్స్ కే కదా ఫస్ట్ కనెక్షన్.
Yes, so we connect from target to source organization to connect the
సో
source.
జనరేట్,
Yeah, let me
ఓకే
explain.
ఓకే.
Yeah, to connect the to connect from target to source, we have to generate a visual in the source organization because we are going to use the source visual in the target mission.
ఓకే ఓకే. సో టార్గెట్ నుంచి సోర్స్ కి నో అపెక్స్ వెబ్ క్లాసెస్ మనం రాసేది వచ్చి సోర్స్ మీద రాస్తున్నామా, టార్గెట్ లోనే కదా రాస్తాము అపెక్స్ వెబ్ సర్వీసెస్ క్లాస్ అనేది. దీంట్లో వచ్చి కదా డేటా దీంట్లో డంప్ చేస్తున్నాం సోర్స్ లోకి.
Now when you pass the parameters from target mission to source mission, somewhere in the source organization you have to receive those parameters. That's why you have to write a Apex web service in the source.
Okay.
So we'll cover that one. So it will be very clear. So let me complete my explanation so that we'll have a 10 to 15 minutes 10 to 15 minutes for doubt session.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are the steps we have to consider in the target? The first one is so consume the both partner visual and web service visual. So to consume the visual, consumption is nothing but generating the classes. So which means generate classes for both partner visual and web service visual. This is the first step. Let's go to the organization I has. So if you wanted to generate, so how can you generate the classes? So go to develop and go to the classes you have. Go to the Apex classes. Go to develop and go to the Apex classes. So these are the steps in the target organization. So which is nothing but generate Apex classes for both partner visual and web service visual. Because these partner visual and web service visual are from the source organization. So to consume, so which means to connect or to pass the parameters, we have to generate the classes. This is the step one. So I went to the target organization, so which is a Nara 100. So we considered this as a target, and you have to generate the classes. So you see button. So there is a button called, it's a common button, so which is in class section, generate from visual. generate from WSDL is the button. So click on this, browse your file. I have two WSDLs. So one is partner WSDL. I'm selecting this partner. Click on open. Click on parse WSDL. Select the file and parse WSDL. See, these are the supported files. So all the web services are the asynchronous calls. So one is so this is our main class. So we have to use this class, and both the remaining classes are the supported classes. So click on generate Apex code. So just click on generate Apex code. So once you click on it, so it will be created. So it will be created three classes. So yours is this class. So if you want to change the class name, you can do here, no issues. And in case if you get any errors, so it will show, it will be shown here. So it will be shown in case if you get any parser issues. So as of now I don't have any issues. Click on generate Apex code. So there are four classes now. So all are the supported classes. Our main class is partner soap s4scom. So these are the following classes. These are the classes which are created in target arc. Click on done. So just for your reference. And you have to use this one, partner soap s4scom. So which is a main class. So which is for the partner visual. So when I generate a partner visual, I can see these four classes, and I would like to generate another class for web services. So again the same step, click on generate from visual and browse, and your file is account service. Open, parse visual. So this is your class name. So if you wanted to change the class name, you can do it, or else you can just leave, no issues. Just click on generate Apex code and you see the classes. So these are the two classes. One is a supported class and another one is our main class. Done it. So I am able to generate classes for both visuals. This is a step one. So these two classes are for related to this web service visual. So this is a step one. So then what is a step two? Remote site settings configuration. So you have to add the remote site settings. So not only in SOAP integration but also in REST or but also in HTTP callouts. So when you are integrating the systems, the first thing is the remote site configuration. The mandatory step is remote site configuration. So you have to give an authentication. So we are telling to the server that we are going to connect this particular endpoint URL. So that is about the remote site setting. So you go to the both classes you generate. So where you can find the endpoint URL. So here is the partner soap s4com. This is the class name, so which is generated by the partner visual. Go to the class name. So here is a class name. Just click on it. So in this particular class, there is so in this particular class there is an endpoint URL. You just search for endpoint URL. So here is an endpoint URL. So this is an endpoint URL belongs to the partner WSDL. Because I am using older WSDL, that's why the version is 27.0. Partner WSDL endpoint URL. Just collect the endpoint URLs first, because you need to add these endpoint URL to your remote site settings, and then go to the another class you have. So that is, this is the one, soap s force com schema class account service. Actually I did not rename that, that's why the class looks like that. Go to that. So this is the one. Where is that? Just refresh the screen once.
Um, I'm just interrupting you. We are just collecting this endpoint URL from source as well as destination as well, right?
No, we are just collecting the endpoint URLs from the target. So from the target organization. So
Okay.
after generating the classes, so you have two visuals, right? In the source
Yeah.
organization, you have the partner visual and you have the service visual. As a
Yes.
first step, you generated classes in the target. So in the target classes, you find those visuals.
Right.
So let me collect the another endpoint URL as well.
So
So
like we are performing this operation in both source as well as target, right? Or it's only done in a destination target.
what is that, Nitin? Can you go ahead? Can you come again?
These endpoint URLs in both source and target, right? Or you collect it only in the target.
No. Endpoint URLs are an endpoint URL belongs to the source organization.
Yeah. Okay.
So in the source classes, so what are the visuals you have? We just generated classes. So in those classes you find the visuals. In those classes you find the endpoint URL. So for example, so this is a class. So this is a class generated by the visual file, custom visual file.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you open the file, so you have the endpoint URL. So these
Yes.
endpoint URLs are the source endpoint URL.
Okay.
So these are the source endpoint URL. The reason is we are going to hit those services. So one is partner visual, so which is in source organization. We just consumed that partner visual in the target, but using that partner endpoint URL, you are going to hit the source organization. So just for the connection.
Yes.
So that's why you require these two endpoint URL. So and you need to configure this endpoint URL in the remote site setting. So how can you configure? So go to the go to the target organization. So you have to configure in the target. So from this target, the endpoint URLs belongs to the source. From this target, you are going to hit that source organization. So just go for the remote site settings, new remote site. So one for the connection URL. This is for the connection URL. Nothing we do with this, just for the connection. Save it. And another one for, again I am configuring another remote site settings. So another one is for connecting your web service class, customer service URL. That is account service URL. Save it. So I just configured both endpoint URLs in my remote site settings. That is a mandatory steps. And if you don't configure, then it will throw you an error message. Endpoint URL is missing. So now back to the logic. This is the second step. So I just configured remote site settings as well. So what is the next step? Step 3. So how can you create the customer record? You know how to create a customer record. So in this case, I would like to create a Visual Force page where I would like to pass the parameters. On button click, I would like to pass the record. So let me create a Visual Force page. So I would like to create a user interface where I can pass the customer data. So I'm creating a Visual Force page, customer registration service VF. So this is a new Visual Force page I would like to create. So define the controller equal to customer service controller. Apex form